Shalom, shalom. Let me know if you can hear me. Just put 10 in there. Let me know if you can hear me. Put 10. Shalom. By hearing and hearing by. Shalom, shalom. 10. Okay, great. You can hear me. Okay, good, good, good. I didn't want to talk a lot and no one can hear a word I'm saying. So, all right. No, I am late. Oh, hearing by, I put a post earlier. Did you see the post on the channel or did you get like the notification of the post or anything like that that it was going to be delayed? Let me know if you saw the post. Oh, okay. All right. I got to do better by that. Yeah, it's on the site. I did a post where I just said I was going to be late on it. I was out on the road and I wanted to get to my destination so I can do this live stream there. But I'm an hour late, so the room may not get that big. It may not get that big. But hold on 1 second. All right. Let's see. There's one other thing. Shalom, shalom, enlightened one. Okay. Tracy Haynes, shalom, shalom, brother. Shalom, shalom. Glad you made it. Glad you made it, brother. I think it's time we talk about this topic. I'm just getting a few notes together, guys. Getting a few notes together real quick. Ashant7, shalom, shalom. Give other people a chance to kind of get in there. If you want to notify some other people to come into the room, that'd be great. But if not, no worries. We're gonna get started. We're gonna get it going. I just want to grab a few notes here. Just a couple of things, and then I'll be all set. Okay. As a matter of fact, hold on. I think I know where one of them is. Yes. Wait a minute. Okay, I think I have it right here. Shalom. All right, getting a couple people in there. No problem, guys. We're gonna get started here in just a second. Let me get one more thing here. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's a little bit here. All right. I have one issue. Let's see here. All right, guys. So, what we're going to cover is arranged marriages. But what we're going to do is a couple things. What we're going to do is we want to look at a couple things, and I want to start a dialogue. And this topic is coming up because, as you guys already know, me and the rest of TBIC, we went over to the Biblical Marriage Conference over in Atlanta. And a lot of things were brought up. A lot was brought up at this conference. And first and foremost, it was an amazing conference as far as the information, and a special salute and honor to the Murray tribe. Mother Gina, Dr. Gina Murray, and Elder Thomas Murray. Just wisdom. It's just wisdom was just spilling out of their face. And again, it's the kind of information that we were not getting anywhere else. It's the kind of information that you can look from camp to camp to camp to camp, all over the place, from camp and community and all this, and no one's really talking about it from this angle. No one's really talking about biblical marriage structure. I mean, these guys literally wrote the book on biblical marriage structure, pun fully intended. But it was just some amazing information. Shalom, 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 Shekinah. And she can attest. She can attest that the conference was incredible. We're talking about the biblical marriage structure conference, and it was just incredible. Like I said, no one else is talking about this, right? No one else is. I mean, we're talking about nation building, but no one is going back to the genesis of nation building, the beginning of nation building. We're just talking. Oh yeah, we need to come, black people, let's just get together. But no one's telling us exactly how to do it. Right? And so they're telling us how to do it. They're going to the beginning. They're going to the genesis. I like one thing that Elder Murray said. He said, don't Exodus. Don't go to Exodus until you master Genesis, till you get the beginning of things. It's the foundation. And family, that is the foundation. That's the foundation of our power. That's our foundation of our nation. That's the foundation of how we're going to get anything done. Family. It starts with us. But now we're too into congregations. That's what we're into. We're into congregations. We got to get out of that mindset. See, in Israel, in a Hebraic understanding, it was family to family joining together, not just a congregation. And don't get me wrong, I know assembly, congregation, and all that stuff. I understand church and all that. I understand some of the words intertwined. I get it. But you guys get my meaning on the surface. Congregation. Shalom, shalom. Let's see there. Sorry, my eyes are not. Tara Yishi, wife of Yohatan. Shalom. And so that's what we have to understand. That's what we have to get. What we have to get to. 1 second, guys. I think I have. All right. Awesome. Sorry, guys. Sorry I lost you guys for a second there. But anyway, like I was saying, and before I can continue, can you guys hear me? Someone give me a 10. That way I know that you can hear me, because people are going in and out. The screen's was going in and out there a second. So just let me know if you can hear me. Shalom, Ronnie Rainier. Shalom, brother. Shalom. You can hear me? All right, good. I'm keep going. Since you guys can hear me, I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Awesome. Shalom, Frank Stockton. Shalom, brother. Shalom. So what's going on, with the conference, they were talking about the beginning, the foundation, being a family, building strong families, building strong tribes, and talking about tribes being together. Okay, one tribe joining with another tribe, a man, another patriarch, one patriarch assembling with another patriarch, and it all begins with family. They're talking about the beginning of things. They're talking about Genesis, right? So that's what's really, really important, and that's really what all this is about. And I think what we're talking about now, we're talking about biblical family structure. So we have to meet this topic with the same energy that we have when we start to research polygyny, because it's just part of family. Arranged marriage is a part of family as well. So we got to have maintain that same energy, the same due diligence that you had when you were researching polygyny. Do the same thing when it comes to researching arranged marriages. Because I know people that think, oh man, that's outdated, that's antiquated. That's not how we roll. We don't do that anymore, whatever. But the scripture says something about that. Okay, Scripture says something about that. Let me look at that real quick. It says, I want to go to where it is. I don't want to. So go with me over to Jeremiah 6:16. Okay, we go to Jeremiah 6:16. It says, "Thus says the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." Ask for the old paths, the old way. See, because the old way actually has some answers for us. Because what we're already talking about homesteading. We're already talking about biblical marriage. We're already talking about polygyny. We're already talking about prepping. We're already talking about assembling. We're already talking about the holy days and coming together and tabernacling and all this. This is just another topic, another cog in the wheel, just something else that we need to go ahead and get straightened out. And it's an old path. It's an old path. So what you have to do, you and I, it behooves us to go back to the scriptures to see, well, is this something that they used to do? Because look at what we have today. And I know you're going to have a lot of objections to this whole idea of arranged marriages. And when you introduce a new topic to someone, you can tell what their inclination is. You can tell what is the proclivity of their mind, and it's usually to lean towards the negative. I bring up arranged marriages, and what do you think? Some of the most negative thoughts that someone's gonna lean to the negative. They're gonna be like, well, what about what about child marriages, and having child? Okay, why are we talking about? We're assuming legal age. I'm assuming legal age. I'm not assuming anything negative. But guess what you will get? You bring it up just like you bring up polygyny, which is simply marriage. But so that's the thing. If I just said, let's talk about marriage, right? In general, most of the time it's not going to be anything negative. They're going to say, yeah, man, woman, you get together, spend your life together, build a life together, blah blah blah, and that's it, right? But then when you talk about something that isn't I guess considered the norm, not so popular, then the first thing that pops in their mind is something negative. The first thing. Oh, who wants to be forced into being married? That's just all the stuff that they talk about. And you know what? Instead of me approaching this whole thing from just looking at nothing but positive and let me just go ahead and build it up like it's something great and all that. No, we don't have to do that. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yehudli, okay. Let me go over here. I saw a couple of articles, right? But I want to look at a few articles here, and I want to look at the disadvantages. See, it's easy for me to just go with the advantages. Let's talk about some of the disadvantages. Okay, so I'm skipping all the positives. Skip that, skip that, skip that. Let's talk about disadvantages, and let's just see if there are actual disadvantages, okay? Now, I want you to keep in mind the model that we have right now of marriage, right? All right, I want you to keep that in mind, all the statistics and everything, how marriage in America is right now. Keep that in mind when you're listening to the disadvantages of an arranged marriage, okay? The first one, let's see here. In this article, this is just one of a number of articles that I was reading. It said decisions are sometimes made using contradictions. Okay, so that needs a little bit of explaining because I don't know what they mean by that. It said a shared story. Okay, this is just an article recounts to tell parents who were trying to partner their daughter with a man who worked in the United States. Okay, so this is like when you're trying to get like a green card and all that stuff, I guess. But we're not talking about that from a Hebrew, because what you have to do, you have to remember, you are putting this side by side, a Hebraic understanding, Eastern, with the American Greco-Roman understanding, Western. Okay, then you have to weigh if it's a problem still. Although the initial context between the families went well, the relationships fell through because she didn't wear glasses when video chatting with her potential husband's family. By not wearing them during the initial contact, they felt like she was being deceptive because poor eyesight is seen as a weakness. Okay, so you gotta get to know the person. That's the whole idea of the courtship. Okay, it's not. It doesn't mean it's marriage at first sight. Okay, it doesn't mean that. All right, so it's not forced. There is still a courtship that. Anyway, we'll go there. All right. If she were to wear contacts, then that would make her pretentious. Okay, so that's just some beef or whatever. I don't see how that's going to be a problem in Israel, but okay. Um, okay. You shouldn't be expecting perfection, but that I don't know about that one, guys. There can be a lack of trust in the eventual relationship. Let's see why there will be a lack of trust in a arranged marriage relationship. Okay. This disadvantage occurs often when the couple in question does not have time to meet with one another before the ceremony. They're gonna meet each other, okay? In an arranged marriage, they should meet, they should talk, they should court, they should family to family, man to man. If I had a guy in mind for my daughter, I'm gonna meet the guy and we're gonna break bread a couple of times. We're gonna fellowship. I'm gonna get to know the guy, okay? And they will meet. They won't spend time alone, but they will meet. They will talk. So you get the point. Both individuals can enter into matrimony willingly so that it isn't a forced marriage. Nobody's talking about forced marriage. But that doesn't change the fact that there can be a lack of trust. Some people in this situation are forced into a place of intimacy. Okay. It says buffering. Yeah, exactly, brother. You will meet the parents. Exactly the point. Exactly. You will meet the parents. Let me try to fix this up a little bit more. A little bit more. Try to get it up a little higher. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So you're gonna meet. Not knowing the person. I don't even get that. I'm gonna move on. You're gonna get to know each other. Number 3. It gives men more of an opportunity to control the relationship. Hebrew men, Israel, control the relationship. Patriarchs, yeah. Short answer, yes. Look, they make sure the son or daughter is authentic, not faking. Exactly, Brother Stockton. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. I like how Elder Murray said when he's talking about this whole idea of arranged marriage. He was saying that he wants to make sure the guy is legit. He can watch him. He can vet this person. See, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody's talking about vetting this person because he said he don't want some foolish boy practicing on one of his daughters. This is what we're talking about. Because as a father, you're covering your daughter. You're covering your daughter and you're doing hopefully you're doing a pretty damn good job. Guess what? You want that same quality for your daughter when she gets with her husband or better. Am I right or wrong? You want that same quality from her husband that you've given your daughter or better. Anyway, so it gives men an opportunity to control the relationship. Yeah. No one's shying away from that. Right. Many other cultures that embrace the idea of an arranged marriage support the concept that the male is the leader of the household. Yeah. This patriarchal viewpoint trickles down into every decision that the couple might make in the future. Yes, women are given the role of providing children, making meals, and keeping the house clean according to the desires of their spouse. Yes, remember, this is listed as a disadvantage. Yes, because of this relationship structure, dependencies form where a woman cannot get away from an abusive partner, and we introduce abuse. So look at how they transitioned. Look at how they transitioned. They said this patriarchal viewpoint trickles down to every decision that the couple might make in the future. So far, nothing negative. Women are given the role of providing children. How is that bad? Making meals. How is that bad? And keeping the house clean according to the desires of their spouse. I'm sorry, I haven't heard anything bad yet. Because of this relationship structure, dependencies form where a woman cannot get away from an abusive partner because she is separated from any support system. Remember, Hebraic, American, Eastern, Western. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference. Okay? This is what I'm saying. People are going to come against this whole idea, and they come in at a Western mind. Why should the man be in control? Why don't we just be even, 50-50? Why don't we just do that? And what are these statistics of those marriages now? Is that as a close-knit community, the patriarchy will be hanging together, so you'll know if you're young. Exactly. I'm going to get back on that because it goes away on here. Exactly. This relationship eliminates the decision-making process for a courtship. Yes, it does. Yes. My little girl, if I have a little girl, first of all, we all know, and again, a lot of this wisdom, I wish I could say it's coming off from me, but it's not. I just went back and studied after the elders taught me. I was just being a little Berean, and you should too. But I wish I thought it out, but I didn't. I'm learning it from the elders. But here's the thing. We all know this. Little girls, come on. We know little girls think about marriage 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. They're already thinking about marriage. Okay? Some of you guys let your daughters, play with dolls and stuff like that. What? She's learning how to be a mommy. She's feeding the baby doll. She's pretending to change the baby doll. She's making little meals and stuff and cooking and all that. She's already learning how to be a wife early on. So she's thinking about it already. Okay? So little boys may not be thinking about that, but since my daughter's already thinking about it, and at that young, tender age, you're telling her, hey, I have a husband picked out for you. I mean, if you do have a husband picked out for you, because you fellowship with a family, you fellowship with a righteous family or another patriarch whom you respect, right? And you see his little son. His son may be 2, 3, 4, 5 years older than your daughter, but that's okay. We're talking about when they turn adults anyway. And you can talk to your daughter, okay? That boy right there, that's going to be your husband, right? That's it. Now, she don't have to be enticed, as the Bible would say, enticed by somebody else, some stranger. She don't have to put herself on display and try to win the attention and the affection of someone else. She don't have to have daddy issues. She don't have to feel like she's unwanted, undesired, unappreciated. None of that stuff. And you don't have to let some boy practice on your girl. Are we getting this? Are we getting this? Like, is it making sense here? Put a 10 if it's making sense. You see, because you're gonna have people that you even bring this topic up, just like with polygyny, you can get a lot of pushback and what's going. Instead of saying, you know what, let me look at this thing real quick. Let me figure this thing out real quick. Let's see what else. 5. It forces intimacy to be the cornerstone of relationship building. What? It forces intimacy. Okay. All right. When two people come together in an intimate moment, thank you, then it draws them closer because of the shared physical contact. All right? Because of the shared physical contact. When the experience is positive, if it is forced, negative, or undesired moment, then it pushes people away from one another. Who is talking about force? But you see what I'm saying? They have to insert a negative. But can't we do the same thing with just normal, regular, traditional? Okay, you go out and you find someone who you want to, you go look for your own spouse, right? If you're a woman, you can get out there and you can wear something, revealing and all that, and sit down at the bar and you have a drink and, let me insert something negative. He can slip something in your drink and then he can take advantage of you. You see what I'm saying? You can always insert something negative. It just, I don't, but you see how people are geared, right? You have to insert that negative like that's the norm, like that's normally how it goes. Oh, well, when there's an arranged marriage, people feel forced into it. That's not true. I need to interview some people who are in arranged marriage. I need to get some interviews. I need to do that. Number 6, the concept of love is set aside for the betterment of the family. The concept of love is set aside for the betterment of the family. in American culture. How are we doing in the love department when it comes to marriage? How the marriages, what's the success rate of marriage right now based on romance and love right now? Okay? What's the divorce rate in America right now? You guys, you tell me. Now remember, these are based on love. This is based on on romance and love, limericks, if you will, and feelings. Okay, instead of purpose and mission. You see, there's a difference. See, when you're a patriarch and you're trying to build your house, okay, you're trying to build your house, and you have a wife, 2, 3, whatever, and you're building up children and building your house and building your estate and buying your land, and having kids and trying to raise other patriarchs and trying to fellowship and assemble with other leaders. See, there's a goal in trying to extend your name. Okay? Try not to let your name die out in Israel, as the Bible would put it. That's what you're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do here. So love could be secondary. There's nothing wrong with that. How many people got married because of love? Every two in the Western, or every 2 out of marriages ended up at, yeah. It's well over 50%. Shalom, shalom, House of Lee. It's well over 50%. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, so let's go ahead and keep basing up. What I'm saying is that when someone is offering an alternative, okay, and you do a tremendous amount of pushback without any study, without any thought, without anything, then you need to look at what you're using right now. What do you got right now? Think about that for a second. What do we have right now? Number 7, it can be a relationship that involves children. Hopefully, remember this is supposed to be negative stuff. These are the disadvantages of arranged marriage. And number 7, it can be a relationship that involves children. Begotten children. Now, if we're talking about child brides and all, no, we're not talking about that. I wish a butter muffin would try to come talk to my daughter if she's like 10 years old. No, I don't have a 10-year-old daughter. 10 years old. I wish he would try to ask, hey, can I marry your daughter right now? He will get a supreme 2-piece and a biscuit if he's trying to talk to my daughter. She's just 10 years old. Let me read the article. Okay, so no, we're not talking about child brides. I would not give my 10-year-old daughter to marry. Now, you may have some other brothers who do that. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving my 10-year-old. She's not even ready. She don't know how to be a wife yet. Okay, she's got to get the basics down. And then when she does get a husband, when I do give her away to someone, then she has to, she has to mold herself and assimilate to her husband. But as the parents, you got to give them a basic foundation. They got to have a basic foundation. What's expected of a 10-year-old don't know what's expected of her. No. So a child should not be involved. And I just picked an arbitrary number. A child should not be involved. That's ridiculous. Women bear the responsibility of self-care from an early age. Let's see what they're talking about there. Number 8. Men are seen as the moneymakers in many of the cultures where arranged marriages are a way of life. Okay. Women are seen as the caretakers. Okay. That means a daughter can become an expensive proposition, especially if a dowry becomes necessary to create a relationship. Okay. It is one of many reasons why some families skip the cost of education so that they can try to get paid through a family pairing. Okay, so educate your children. Homeschool them. That would be number 1. That would be best. If you can't, at least give them a public, give something, but educate them. Okay, kind of solves that one. Educate them. Number 9. This action limits the personal choices that both parties can make. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Consider this. I want you to consider this, and I'm going to read part of the article right here. It says, arranged marriages often restrict the decisions that a couple has when choosing a partner. The only means to improve your living condition is to discover a family who is amenable to let you marry up, okay? Some families even use this arrangement as a way to curb the outside forces of undesired genetics, habits, or conventions from joining their family structure. Yeah! I want my son to marry a righteous sister. I want my daughter to marry a righteous brother. I want my children, my progeny, to marry other believers. That's what I want. I want them to marry other believers. Yeah. Yeah. Look at it like this. Okay? You have a daughter. Okay? You have a daughter. And she's getting to that age where she could marry, she's, 16, 17, 18, 19. She, is getting to the marriageable age, right? Okay, depending on where you are. So let's just say, so we don't have an argument or anything. Let's say 18 on up, right? She's still in. Now, here's the thing. If you go the Hebraic way, meaning she has a chaste lifestyle, she is still a virgin. And you go find her a husband, a fellow believer, someone you have vetted, okay? Someone you have checked out, okay? Absolutely. Yes, it can. It can secure inheritance. Someone you checked out, right? And she's a virgin. Now, I'm giving my virgin daughter to someone, okay? And I'm gonna stop short. Let's say they decide not to get married. They didn't consummate or anything like that. No harm, no foul. They didn't agree. They didn't want to get married. Cool. She's still a virgin. Her price is the same. Okay? And you guys know what I mean from a Hebraic understanding, bride price and all that stuff. It's the same. She goes and gets married with the person arranged, and say she does something or whatever, and he wants to give her a bill of divorce. Let's say it's for a good reason or whatever, and it doesn't work out. Okay? How is that any different than if she went out in the world, found her own partner, and then that doesn't work out? But see, here's the difference. On the one hand, if she does it the Hebraic way, she has two shots. If she does it the other way, the American way, she has one shot. Here's what I mean. In the Hebraic way, if she's a virgin and I'm giving her to another believer, and she doesn't like it, it doesn't work out, she doesn't want this, she don't want the faith, she just it's just for whatever reason it blows up in her face, it doesn't work. She still can go into the world and still find her own partner. She can forsake the faith. She can find her own partner. She can do whatever she wants in the world. To the world, she's just fine. She's not tainted. She's just fine, according to the world. Two shots. She did the Hebraic way, and you can still go out into the world and do whatever you want. Now, let's go the other way. She goes out into the world, though she's one, get done dirty, get married, try out, all this other stuff, from one man to another, until she finds the right one. She can't come over here the Hebraic way and try to get the bride price of a virgin. She just lowered herself all the way down to concubine or something. Hebraically. See the difference? See, if you go to Hebraic, you got two shots. Because your value in the world is the same. Your value in the world is the same, because in the world, anything goes. Everything's fine. A woman's a woman, everything's fine. But the Hebraic way, hey, your decisions determine where you land, okay? And then a promotion comes from the Most High. Your decision is going to determine where you land, okay? As we know, a virgin garnered a higher price than a non-virgin, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. This is what we're talking about. Is it making sense so far? Okay? Give me a 10 if it's making sense so far, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so the last one over here. No, actually it's two more. 10. Okay, good. So you it's making sense. Okay. That's what I'm saying. 10, it says it can take away courtship opportunities. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it takes away courtship opportunities. Yeah. I don't want my daughter courting a lot of people. So, but let's look at a little bit of the article. It says some relationships, such as the one that Al Masharashi describes, benefit from the arranged marriage process because there is time to build into the schedule so that a meaningful courtship can occur. That opportunity does not present itself to every couple. Some brides and grooms know for years that their parents plan to match them with a specific individual. Okay? It forces each person to figure out how they can proceed with society's desire to see them together. Okay? So, I know they feel, well, I can't make my own decisions and oh, okay. All right. People rebel. People do what they want to do. But look at the statistics. And remember, you're trying to do this with your family, with your kids from the get-go, from the jump. You're trying to get them to understand from the jump. And the whole time, you need to show them examples. Okay, this is the Roman way. Let's look at the success rate that they have. Not very good. But I challenge all you guys to go and check out the success. All right. I think we're back. Okay, just trying to reconnect. No, I challenge you to investigate. Go learn the success rate of arranged marriages. Try to find yourself some real statistics on that. Because a few I found, they're pretty promising. 4 and 5 times more likely to last. I'm just saying, seek out the old past, investigate. Now, what we need to do before we even close all this out on the negatives, because I just went straight to the negatives. Okay? I'm gonna look at some of the positive here. That's the disadvantages. Now I'm gonna look at some of the advantages. Let's see. Because we want to do this balance, right? We want to do this balance. I'm not the Pied Piper of arranged marriages, but I do have the audacity to investigate. So I will do that. I have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to actually go investigate. And I even went into the Bible too. Because that's the final authority, right? So, number one advantage, you already know what the goal of the relationship is when you first start dating. Yep. When you first start that courtship, you already know. You know what time it is. You know exactly what time it is. We're going to get married. We're going to raise up a family. We're going to build a tribe. That's what we're going to do. Okay, you already know. 2, sharing values and traditions mean there is one less obstacle. Exactly. Be not unequally yoked, right? Right. Be not. So we already have some of the same ideas. Well, better chance of getting along, right? Get over that learning curve. At least you got that part straight, right? 3, you can know what you want in a partner without the pain of past relationships. Absolutely. None of that baggage. What do we have to deal with today? Every time we date someone, we see someone or whatever, we got to deal with past baggage, hurts, traumas. Oh, he abused me. He neglected me. He raped me. He yelled at me. He didn't take care of me. You got to deal with all that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not. All that stuff is bad. Okay, it's bad, but that's not the point. The point isn't whether or not that stuff is bad. We all know that's bad. The point is, if you didn't have that experience, there would be no baggage. At least not those. You see? Because we're talking about relationships. So there would be no relationship baggage if you didn't have those experiences. Okay? Arrange. Boom. You're supposed to be covered from your father to your husband. Not supposed to be from your father to your boyfriend, to your husband, to your side piece, to your... You get what I'm saying? Then your husband, divorce. Then your husband, divorce. Then the next one, divorce. Then the next one. Not supposed to be that. That's the difference. 3, 4, it eliminates the ambiguity of the relationship. Absolutely. It goes right back to you know what time, you know what this is. You know what time it is. That's the goal. 5, there are many different kinds of love stories. Yeah, it can be good. It's all perspective. It is all perspective. How you look at it. Some people you would mention, hey, arranged marriages, and they'll go, interesting. And then some people are like, oh my God, what is that? Clutch my pearls. What is that? It just depends on what it is. It depends on who you talk to. It's perspective. There are many different kinds of love stories, and nobody didn't say you can't love in it. No, no one didn't say you can't figure out how to love. Look at Rebecca. Saw Isaac, first day, boom, got married, and stayed together the rest of their life. Okay, so hey, many different kinds of love stories. You just never know. 6, your parents can offer supportive advice about the relationship. Yep. Vetted that dude 9 ways till Sunday. Dude is vetted. You know the family, you know the young man, you go from there. Arranged marriages, number 7, arranged marriages have less conflict in the home. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Okay, according to statistics. Okay, according to statistics. Although this advantage of an arranged marriage is somewhat cultural, and it is essentially to point out. APEC region. I don't know what that is. Okay, it is essential to point out that over half of the couples who enter into matrimony do so through this process. Yeah, over half of them enter through this process. In the APAC region, some countries see rates of more than 90% enter into marriage for under an arranged agreement. And so we're going to go to the scripture just to see if there's some arranged agreements in there. Let's take a look. Number 8, it creates a sense of unity when creating a home. Absolutely. We're all on a mission. Much easier for her to assimilate. Much easier for her to assimilate. She knows exactly what time it is. Much easier to assimilate. Okay. There is an effort of cooperation instead of meddling. Yes. Couples who find themselves independently often struggle with their family structures because someone disagrees with their selection of a partner. Exactly. How many of you guys, you selected your spouse and your family doesn't like them? I don't care if you're male or female. You selected your spouse and somebody in your family don't like them. How many experience that? How many people experience that? Oh, well, yeah, my mom doesn't like this chick. Oh, my father don't like. Yep, exactly. How many? But now the families get together. I'm meeting with this other patriarch, right? I'm meeting with this other patriarch or whatever, and we're talking. We break bread. We fellowship, whatever. I know his son. His son knows me. It's yes, sir, no, sir, and all that other stuff. And just back and forth. And we do it for years until it's time for these to his son marry my daughter or vice versa. We know each other. So there's no family conflict. They already know. They already know. There's some advantages. So no meddling. No meddling there. Okay? No meddling there. So what we need to do is we need to get some scripture, right? Because what we need to see is if this whole idea, Shakina, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can still hear me. You can hear me, give me a thumbs up, Shakina. Okay, let me get my Bible out because we got a Bible list. Because that's all matters. The final authority is the Bible, guys. Final authority. I'm going to give you guys some scriptures and I'll let you guys get out of here. Yeah, okay, cool. You can hear. Okay, you're still there. You're still with me. Awesome. All right. So, Genesis 24. Genesis 24. All right. Let's take a look at this. This whole idea of arranged, right? And Abraham was old. I'm starting at verse 1, 24:1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. But look at what he did say. Verse 4. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. Wait a minute, he's making an arrangement. Abraham made an arrangement with his servant, the head of his household, his servant, told him to go find a wife for my son, but from my people, not from the Canaanites, but from my people. Does that sound like an arrangement to you? We're just talking about Bible. But Robert, you're just talking about one instance. You can't just pluck out one instance and try to make a whole doctrine out of it. I would probably agree with you. I would agree with you that you just can't really take one line all the time and just make a whole doctrine out of it. You're right. So let's go to Jeremiah 29. Jeremiah 29. And I'm going to pick it up at verse 5. All right. So this is one of the things that the Lord wanted us to do. Okay. So we're going to go there. He said, this is in our captivity, right? This is in our captivity. He said, build ye houses and dwell in them, in verse 5, and plant gardens and eat the fruit of them. He also said in verse 6, take ye wives and beget sons and daughters. And then, watch this, and take wives for your son. Take wives for your son. It sounds like an arrangement. And give your daughters to husbands. That sounds like an arrangement. That they may bear sons and daughters, that they may be increased there and not diminish. Sounds a little bit like an arrangement, right? A little bit. Let's go to Deuteronomy, because some people say, well, I don't know. That's not enough. I don't know. Okay, no problem. Let's take a look here. Deuteronomy chapter 7, I'm going to pick it up at verse 3. Shalom, shalom, Malak, shalom. Just talking about arranged marriages, brother. Shalom, so Deuteronomy chapter 7, I'll pick it up at 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Okay, why is it in the parents' control to do that? I don't understand. Your sons and daughters, they make their own marriage. They go do what they want to do. These are grown people. Go do what you want to do. Unless the power to make an arrangement is in your hand. Verse 4, for they will turn thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods, so will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Okay, so why does that even, I guess why does that, I don't understand. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Your son, daughter, they grow up, they go pick out their own mate. Why does that even have to reflect on you? Study the matter out. Ezra. Let's look at Ezra. Chapter 9. I'm going to pick it up at verse 12. Ezra 9, verse 12. Now, therefore, give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. So again, you know how we do TBIC, land, give it as an inheritance and all that, but that's beside the point. And after all that is come upon us for our evil deeds and for our great trespass, seeing that thou, our God, has punished us less than our iniquities deserve and has given us such deliverance as this. So I just wanted to see, don't give your daughters to sons and don't give your sons to these daughters. Sounds like that you do have some power to make an arrangement or tell your daughter, don't marry this guy, tell your son, don't marry this woman, stuff like that, right? Yes, we know some people rebel against their mothers and fathers. We know that. But the point is the concept of an arranged marriage found in the Bible. Okay? Exodus 22. That's the question. Is the concept found in the Bible? Exodus 22. Let's pick it up at 13. Exodus 22 and 13. I'm gonna give you a couple of them. 22, yeah. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it to witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn. And let me see, because I'm not sure if this is what exactly. And if a man borrow out of his neighbor, and it be hurt or die on her. Okay, so I don't think that, it may be a different. Oh, 16, sorry. Exodus, oh, I'm in the wrong spot. 16, I'm sorry. Exodus 22, 16, got it. 16, it says, and if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. Wait a minute. So the father, wait a minute. So it's the scripture. This is the law. This is Exodus. This is the law. So if some dude entices, run a sweet game, you know, if your daughter falls for a swaggerlight and he runs this sweet, using sweet words in game, and he comes to you and he say, you know, sir, yeah, me and your daughter, we were together or whatever, and I want to marry her. I want her to be my wife. The father can say no. Sounds like you have some kind of control there, because he can say no, and the guy still pays the dowry price. I mean, am I misinterpreting what's going on here? Does the father do actually have some power to say, no, you cannot have my daughter? So he has the power to call off an arrangement. Doesn't it stand to reason that he has the power to make an arrangement? Something to think about. Something to think about. How about Deuteronomy 22? Deuteronomy 22, and I'll pick it up at 13. Okay, now check this out. If a man, yeah, thank you, brother Frank Stock. 22. If a man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give an occasional speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. 15. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city and the gate. And look what the father said, you know. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. I gave my daughter unto this arranged marriage. I gave my daughter unto this man. Are we getting it? So the idea of arranged marriages is in there. Seek the old past. At least investigate it. At least investigate the topic. Because I love how Elder Murray said, someone asked a question in the audience. It said, when you talk about arranged marriages, at what age, when should you start looking for a mate for your child? And Elder Murray, he paused for a second. He said, I look for a mate for my child when I find out my wife is pregnant. Let that sink in for a second. You let that sink in for a second. See, they don't have rampant divorce. Seek out the old past. All of us. I challenge all of us. I just said investigate. I didn't say, hey, run down the street. Oh, yeah, hey, arranged marriages. Oh, woo. I didn't say that. I said investigate. Get into the scriptures and investigate. Do your due diligence. Have a Berean moment. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Let's go on over here. Nehemiah. Let's go to Nehemiah. I just got 2 more places after that. Good. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, brother. Nehemiah chapter 10. This is the information we were not getting anywhere else. We were not getting this information anywhere else. You hear a lot of talk, but who is just laying it down and not only saying it, they're living it. They've done it. It's not theory. It's not theory. It's like what they've been doing for the past 3 generations. This is what I'm talking about. And as his father was making final arrangements for the marriage, Samson threw a party His parents, I forgot all about that. His parents arranged for Samson to get married. They made arrangements. I forgot all about that. Nehemiah chapter 10, and I'm going to go to verse 29. Thank you, brother. Go looking at that, okay? You start looking at that. Nehemiah 10:29. They clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a curse and into an oath to walk in God's law, which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord our God, and his judgments and his statutes. And that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters to our sons. That we would not give our daughter. Are we starting to get this? This idea is in the Bible. So does it not merit investigation? So this is what we're talking about here. I'm gonna go to these last couple of places right here. We're gonna get this thing going. We'll finish this thing up. Okay, Genesis 34. Let's go Genesis 34. And you guys, y'all have any questions? Hey, put your thoughts in there. This is a dialogue. I want us to talk about this thing. Okay? Yeah, yes, sir, Frank Robinson. Yes, sir. So it's right. It's right there. Did I need to interpret anything? I just read it. I didn't need to, because you're gonna get a lot of people say, well, that's your interpretation. What's there to interpret? Don't give your daughter to this person. Or I gave my daughter to this man. What is there to interpret? 34, I'm going to pick it up, start at verse 9. Genesis 34:9, it says, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughter of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivites, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. Now watch this. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. He loved her. He just didn't do it right. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife. Sounds like they're trying to make an arrangement. Okay, to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. Okay, so now we already know, all right? We already know, you guys know the rest of this. We'll finish it. And Hamor and the father of Shechem went out unto Jacob to commune with him, and the sons of Jacob came out of the field, and when they had heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, they were upset, because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not be done, which that was a violation. You need to come and talk to the man first. And Hamor communed with him, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longest for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. They're sitting there trying to make an arrangement. Okay, now this dude, Hamor, Shechem, okay, Shechem, he messed up because he jumped the gun. He went, slept with her first, and then he went to ask permission and all that. No. You got to go talk to the man first, right? But right here, we're listening or reading them trying to make an arrangement for marriage. I think the point's been made. I think the point's been made. But let me back up a little bit. We're in Genesis. Let's go to our last spot. Genesis 29. Genesis 29. And I'm going to start at verse 11. Okay? We're talking about Jacob. The arrangement that got us here. Let's talk about that one. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept because he, learned out it was his uncle, Laban. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings or good news of Jacob, his sister's son, this is his nephew, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, there's really his nephew, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? So he said, I don't want you serving me for nothing. I got to give you something. And it says in 16, and Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me or stay with me. Did they just make an arrangement? Did they just make an arrangement? So don't let your emotions or don't let your biases cloud your judgment. I know it may be too late for some of us. Thank you, Brother Malak. So don't let your emotions get in the way and your biases. I understand we came up in this Western society and it's all backwards and it's upside down and everything like that. But guess what? You woke up. Maybe your parents, they were not in the truth. They were not in the way. Okay. They didn't know any better. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. But you woke up and now you know. And so righteousness has to start somewhere. Judgment starts in the house of Israel. So righteousness got to start from here. We're supposed to be the kings and the priests. It's got to start right here with us. So now you can make the conscious decision. You know what? You know what? It may be too late for my teenager who's 18, 19, 20 years old. It may be too late for them. But if I'm going to expand my household, with children, the children that come after this, they're going to be homeschooled and they're going to know from a child that it's arranged marriages. So it's not too late in that sense. It says, seek out, ask for the old paths. This is one of them. This is one of the old paths. So what are you going to do? See, this is what we're trying to do. One of the things that we're trying to do with TBIC. Okay? That's why people are reaching out to us. That's one of the things that we're trying to do. We're trying to say, hey, look, we're trying to make it simple. We're not trying to come with some exotic doctrines and come with all kinds of just different things and equivalent, name doctrine no, we don't. We're trying to keep it nice and simple. Okay, nice and simple. Becoming a patriarch, building up our tribes, building up our families. That's what we're talking about. We're keeping it nice and simple. Building up our tribe. That's all I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm talking about. Becoming patriarchs, men being men. Men being men. Raising up their tribe. Assembling together. Patriarchs assembling with other patriarchs. Developing a brotherhood. Being around people who I feel like, okay, this is my brother. I love this brother. He has kids. I have kids. I wouldn't have a problem if my son took his daughter to wife or my daughter was with one of his sons. Now we're building a tribe and now we have a community, not a congregation. That's the difference. Not a congregation full of castrated men. People talk about nation building. I just laid it out for you. That's nation building. You want to extend your name, raise up righteous seed. Where the kids honor you. Where the kids just honor you. So this is what we're talking about here. This is what we're talking about. Just seeking out the old paths. Seeking out the old paths. So, hey, that's all I got. I just want to stimulate some dialogue. Okay, I'm gonna let everybody get back to what they're doing. I appreciate you guys spending time with me. Share it with some other people. Let's start talking about it. Let's get this thing out. Start talking about it. And start getting back to the old past, to the old way of doing things. Yahweh is the best way. It's that simple. Yahweh is the best way. And oh, by the way, since most of this information and this revelation came from the elders, let me just salute and honor them. Salute and Yah bless you, Elder Murray and Dr. Gina Murray. Thank you for this information, and shalom to each and every one of you guys. Patriarchs are rising. These are the days. These are the days where it's getting close, guys. It's getting close. Let's seek out the old path. Wake up, Jacob, Israelite prepper.